Hi, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com. Today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Caliper Pendant. This is the 131065. This is kind of a departure on a few things for Hubbardton Forge. The calipers inside are very new for them, as well as the glass. That reflective plated glass is new too. Very cool. Let's get into the size of the fixture itself. And the fixture body is going to be the distance from the bottom of the fixture to where these rods begin, okay? So you're talking 12.6 inches high, and then the diameter is 9.9. You could call it 10 inches, so it's around that big. That big by that big. So that's a great size. You know, I would be comfortable putting this over a small kitchen table. I would be very comfortable putting this into a stairway for lots of different reasons. We'll get into the slope ceiling part of this stuff in a second. But I think this is very useful, like all kinds of different places. Overall height is 18 inches at the bottom to 48, and if you need more than 48, so let's say you do want to put this in a stairway coming down from a second floor, and you need custom, just email us and say we're looking for X, and you're going to tell me 66 or 103 or something like that. I'm going to take your email, I'm going to send it to Hubbardton Forge, and we're going to come back with a quote to what we can do to get you to your length. It adds a little time and money, but we do it every day. It's not a big deal. Okay, so like I said, 18 inches at its shortest, 48 at its longest, so this is going to be anywhere in between, don't forget. Well, somewhat anywhere in between. Hubbardton Forge uses these interlocking, so there's threading here, there's threading in here. You're going to be getting two pieces of the 12, you're going to get one of the 6, and there's actually a 3-inch one on this one right now. So you're going to be getting those to start off with, and you can combine them to get you where you need to go, basically. If you want to use this as kind of a semi-flush, 18 inches is only about there, and you have the ceiling height for it, you would just use the shortest one, right? And if you need to get down farther, you just use the rods that you need. Not a big deal at all. And a little tidbit on when you're assembling these, the way to do it, before you put the glass on, put down a couple towels on a counter and just kind of lay the pieces out, and then just feed the wire through each piece separately. So you'd be going from the fixture body to a connector to a rod to a connector to a rod, that way. It's so much easier to do it. And then just kind of screw them all together and it's all done. Don't try to put them up vertically, you know, assembling them that way. You don't want to do that. Okay? Okay, more on this. This is a 5.5-inch round canopy. It's going to go over your 4-inch junction box. This is what you guys have in your ceiling. I want to show you more about this, how we're going to do it. We're going to look at the installations instructions. These are the papers that come in the box when you get it. You can see them now, so it's a good time to see everything about this. If you're on the page for this on our site, Handmade in Vermont, look over on that side of the screen. Midway down, you're going to see a link. It's going to say, click here for installations instructions PDF. So in addition to showing you how this all goes together, this little canopy goes together, just kind of screws together, it's going to show you how all the parts go together. It's going to give you a full parts list. It's also, like I said before, it's going to show you that this is slope ceiling adaptable automatically to 45 degrees. You don't have to have any custom done to get you there. So anyway, take advantage of those installations instructions. Are always there for you. Okay, let's touch base on the glass really quick. You've got two to play with. One's going to be clear, perfectly clear. The other one is called plated smoke. And what that is actual real silver plating over glass. Very, very light so you can see through it, but it's reflective on the outside, and that kind of reads as a smoky gray color when the light's on coming through it. Okay, so those are your two glass options. As far as what you can go into this, it's using a medium base. Okay, so a medium base is the nice big base that's very user friendly. We all grew up with porcelain socket. That's one, a medium base for a bulb. This is an Edison bulb, which would actually look really cool in this. And you can get these in LED too. You don't have to do it, but remember, this is going to be kind of a transparent piece of glass. I'm not expecting you guys to put this kind of thing in there. I'm expecting you to put something like this, or these are phosphorus LEDs, and they're not really meant, you know, to be Edison bulbs, but they kind of do look like it by default because they're clear. So those little strips in there are basically phosphorus, and you can get these anywhere. Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware, your local, even probably your local grocery store at this point has this kind of stuff around. So when you get into wattage, you're looking at 100 watt max for an incandescent bulb. Let's say you do go for something like this. But when you get into LEDs, they don't really use a lot of electricity. They use very little electricity and give you a lot of light. So when you're looking at these things, you know, you could find probably the LED version of this in a 60 or a 75 watt equivalent, and that's only going to be using probably 11 watts or 10 watts or something like that. So play around, and you can go on Amazon too and just put in LED bulb or clear or Edison LED bulb, and up will pop a lot of stuff, and you can kind of play around a bit. I always talk about the color of light, and in this glass, you really have to be kind of careful, I guess. Clear glass, if you want to go for that bluer light, which is that outdoor light called daylight, which is blue, don't forget, that's going to be 4,000, 5,000 Kelvin. So 4,000, 5,000 K for Kelvin. And then if you go back and you want the warmer light, which I kind of like, and I kind of think you actually should probably go down to a 3,000 Kelvin bulb on this. That's going to be the light coming down on my hands. So the bulbs above us right now, these are 3,000 Kelvin LEDs, and I think that's super. Let's get into finishes now. If you're on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over on this side of the screen. Midway down, you're going to see a tab. It's going to say Finishes Help Guide. Click on that for me. There's going to be a video on there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton forged finishes and how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be talking about a chart a little farther down on the page. You'll see it next to me here. It's going to kind of go over the differences between heavy forging and non-heavy forging, and it'll be talked about in that video. So it's really important that you kind of watch the video, use the chart. You can click on that chart on different things. So you can click on dark smoke and a big page will pop up and show you lots of different things in dark smoke. Click on burnished steel or natural iron, it'll do the same thing. But it's really important that you understand how Hubbardton Forge's finishes are kind of divided into translucent and opaque, and how they can look on different fixtures. Our showroom in Vermont has we're up to 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures spread across 2 floors. We have a What's on Display page. It's way up there in those red tabs again, so click on that and you can see what we have to show you. That changes all the time because we're always adding things as they come out. Showroom's open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. We have an amazing clearance center here too. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. If you were coming to visit us, bring a good-sized vehicle, something like a big SUV or maybe a small truck or something like that, because you might find something in the clearance center that you want to take home, and it's a lot of fun to go through. 75% off MSRP is an amazing bargain, so you should really take advantage of it if you can. Like I said, we're open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. You can call us at 802-446-2400 during business hours. You can email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all the time. We love to answer emails. When you buy your Hubbardton Forge fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. There's no tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont, and we're the only dealer with 90-day returns and no restocking fees. No one else even comes close to that. Some larger items are non-returnable. We'll always tell you about that. It'll be in the description thing, that part of the description underneath on the very bottom. So keep an eye out for that. We also offer a rush program. Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to get product out. They don't stock anything. That's how you're going to get all your finishes, your adjustable ranges to play with, all those things. We can cut that time in half, and it's super inexpensive. If you want to know more, drop a quick email and I can walk you through the whole thing, okay? So if you guys have any other questions, let me know. Love to see you in our showroom sometime, and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.